Good afternoon. And welcome to each and all of you. Now, the Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing Authority, PRHA, Board of Commissioners meeting are held on the third Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. All meetings are conducted at PHR's main office, 3116 South Street, Portsmouth, Virginia, 23707, unless otherwise noted. All members of the public are invited to attend. Commissioners, you have received copies of the minutes that were previously sent to you. Are there any corrections to the minutes? There being none, the minutes are approved as instructed. In terms of the chair remarks, I'll try to make those very brief, because I'm sure you're eager to get on with the business at hand. Let me thank, first of all, Ms. Winston and the staff for the outstanding retreat that we had.
Yes.
Very well done. And I would be remiss if I did not take the opportunity to thank PRHA's attorney, who also did a phenomenal job. And I really appreciate that. I did also attend a retreat, Hellgate, where folks came for the authority and they thoroughly enjoyed the opportunity to be there. That was very well received, Ms. Winston.
Here, can I interrupt you to do a roll call too?
Sure. We always have to do a roll call to make sure we can have the meeting.
Okay,
Ms. Christian, would you be so kind?
yes, sir. Vice Chair Cost? Here. Commissioner Morgan? Commissioner Prince? Here. Commissioner Wright? Here. Commissioner Pickens? He's here.
He's here. Step up.
And Commissioner Wicks? Here. Chair Williams?
Here.
Have a quorum.
I'm gonna try to make sure that I don't do that in the future. I just have a habit of looking around and counting. When I count past 4, I know we're good to go. I don't see Mr. Tillage here with us this evening. If he comes in later, we can provide him an opportunity to speak. Ms. Winston?
Good evening, commissioners. Just a few updates for you. So I'm glad to hear that you all enjoyed the retreat, and a summary of that retreat is in your binder. Nice picture. There's up there that we took on the front cover, right there. So read that at your leisure. I'll also email that out to you all tomorrow as well. In addition to that, Ms. Christian will provide you with a survey that if you could complete by next Friday, that would be very much appreciated, just to help us gauge the effectiveness of the survey, of the retreat, and anything that you would want to see differently going forward. So you'll get that tomorrow, and just complete it by Friday for me. Councilman Tillage isn't here, but I did want to thank him. He did provide us 100 tickets for our residents to pick up Thanksgiving baskets that they're going to pick up next Wednesday. So we're thankful and grateful for that for our residents. Our youth field participants, you all familiar with the youth field program. Week after next, they're going to be job shadowing at the Lexington Senior Construction Site. So on one of our projects, they'll be able to work and gain some skills and trade and working with the guys there on site. So we're excited to have that opportunity and for them next week, or week after next. I attended the Governor's Housing Conference last week, and it was very well attended, and I received a lot of information and knowledge as far as some of the activities and programs that the governor and initiatives that he's looking to implement during his term. One of the things that he did was encourage local government to adopt the state planning and zoning regulations. Being that a lot of times the regulations are so restrictive, and it adds costs to the housing. So he asked the localities to take a look at that and see if it's something that we can do and adopt the state policy, as well as the permitting process, and as far as reducing the time that it takes to issue permits for affordable housing. He also discussed the launch of his workforce housing investment program, which will also provide additional funding opportunities to aid in affordable housing in connection with expanding the job opportunities for our city. So I'm excited about the opportunity. I'm excited that he included affordable housing initiatives in his platform. And so we'll see more to come about that. Thanksgiving will be closed next Wednesday through Friday in observance of the Thanksgiving holiday. And also, our December 21st meeting was rescheduled to December the 12th. We discussed at the retreat. However, we don't have any action items, so if you all want to forego that meeting, we can certainly do that. It's up to you all. Just let me know. So December the 21st is the date of our Christmas luncheon for the authority. Okay. I'm sorry, 19th. The 19th.
I have a quick question, if I may. Christmas excuse me, Thanksgiving or Christmas. I don't recall any, but is there the possibility, maybe next year, looking into the, our board, excuse me, URHA doing something for folks that, you really can't afford Thanksgiving, like sponsoring 10 families or something to that effect?
Okay. So we can definitely look at that. Our resident services department has been really good with finding local organizations that have provided turkeys and food for our residents, but I would certainly bring that to their attention.
Yeah, let me just.
As additional resources
Yeah.
for the community, so certainly I will do that. We'll be closed for the Christmas holiday, beginning the 23rd through January the 1st. Now, please, as always, you know that maintenance will be available. We'll have emergency crew that will be available to address any emergencies that come up during that time. That's all I had, Chip.
Excuse me. Thank you, Ms. Munson.
Okay.
The director talked about December the 12th. There were no action items. Would you like to meet that day and not meet that day? What is your pleasure?
Not really.
Okay, so,
It's consensus is not me.
okay,
Okay,
so we can cancel that meeting.
okay.
Okay.
We'll hopefully see you at the Christmas luncheon.
On the 19th.
Yes. So make sure you have it. Okay, okay.
You've been distributed.
12 to 2.
It's emailed. I emailed that. That's fine.
You said 12 to 2,
Yes.
same location.
Oh, Spirit of Norfolk, is that okay?
It's on the email.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, Ms. Christian
there's
said
an email.
I sent an email,
Okay.
yes, with all the details,
Spirit of
and this is
Norfolk.
just to get your answer.
Okay. Would you make sure that Ms. Morgan and Mr. Pickens
Yes,
have gotten that email?
everyone.
I know they got it.
Yes, I'll send it. I'll
You
follow
can
it.
make sure, follow with, just
Absolutely.
everyone here will know, but if you will follow with them, I appreciate it.
Done.
The next order of business is we have some action items. Ms. Winston, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, so we have resolution 2024-23, adopting the consolidated asset management project operating budget for fiscal year 2025. And Ms. Sterling will come up and present that. You all have copies of the budget in your book. You all should. You have copies.
Yes, everyone. That's the big one.
Evening.
Hello.
So before you, you have, full sets of paper. At the top. 152 over to 20. This is, basically the main agency. So the first set of numbers are the public housing properties. This is the funds that receive in the operating and capital fund money. And then you may, on the next page, these are the actual properties. Now, the investors will have our say on these ones, but I like to supply them anyway. So you might see some of the same property headings. It's because this is the public housing. We always have to keep everything separated. public housing income comes in. And then we can transfer out to these properties. They, some of the same names. So for the main agency, we do have, on the public housing ones, we, have a profit. We don't try to give them everything. I mean, what we do is over on the property side, we take revenue that they receive from tenant rents, from the operating subsidy, less the expenses, and sometimes that requires us to then transfer the funds from this entity fund over to these ones.
Okay.
But we never really want to give the investor our money because these public housing funds are fungible and can be used amongst the different properties. So we never really want to give them, we usually try to just at least get these close to a zero or, you know, more of a profit. Then we have the COCC, the Central Cost Center. That is pretty much everything in this office, salary, benefits, costs associated with the Central Cost Center. Right now I was not able to balance. This is the only fund that I've not been able to balance at the moment. So what this requires is, because we've had past allocations that may not have been proper, I don't have good data that, to know if these, you know, what is gonna be accurate. So we did put a cushion of a 5% raise in here, but we're not sure if we're gonna be able to do this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna reassess these and may have to provide a budget revision after about the second quarter. Because we're hoping that maybe some of these office expenses really were not true, that maybe some of them did belong out there. But what we do is we take a lot of our expenses and increase by a 3%. Some of them we do increase by 10%, like when it comes to the insurances and stuff, because we just never really know, you know, what the expenses are gonna truly increase.
When is that second quarter?
Second quarter of 25, we'll reassess to
What
see.
is that about?
It just kind of gives us some idea.
Yes, when is it about?
June, so in July, sorry.
So we'll
Um,
look and see if we can give a raise at that time, based on the numbers that come.
Yeah.
Okay.
HCV, we really only can have admin, so that's why at the top we have admin expenses, because our HAP is totally restricted. That can only be for HAP payments out to the landlords and stuff. So salary benefits are basically, you know, the office expenses are paid out of their admin. And then the business activities, that is management and development. And right now we're showing a small $23,000 profit, but we kind of use that. And sometimes some of those funds are also restricted. So just because we get money into development doesn't mean that we can just, you know, spend it on raises or do whatever we want. Sometimes it has to be spent on affordable housing. So we always have to look at what is behind a lot of these income, you know, the revenue that we receive, what we're, you know, allowed to spend it on. And then again, the other one, like I said, is basically all of our properties. We have a requirement by each of the investors that we either have to have done a budget by the end of November, or sometime in December. But pretty much all of those we've been able to, you know, show a profit on those. And again, we're gonna reset, because we are having some water issues out of a couple of properties. But for the most part, we think we're gonna be okay on these ones.
Are there still water issues in Lexington?
I believe they were looking at some of the meters. They gave us a reading and they are looking into those. But that has been a concern by the investor, yes. But yeah, we usually like to have a balanced, I mean, I think in my tenure here, there's been one other time, and it was shortly after I took over as CFO, that we were in a negative budget. You never really like to see a negative budget, but it just shows that we have work to do, whether we got to reassess the staff, you know, if we have too much staff. But yeah, just did not have really good numbers to kind of go off of.
Any additional questions?
No.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Mrs. Winston, did you want me to explain about possibly doing the bonus at Christmas time?
Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so on one of the properties, our Dale 2 property, our investor is allowing us to get an incentive bonus based on the 22 audit. And, we're gonna have probably some funds to be able to, we haven't come up with an amount yet, but we are gonna probably be able to give out a Christmas bonus. to People, since we weren't able to really do raises. That way we don't have to increase like the VRS and the other benefits that go along with it.
Is the raise, is the bonus just for those who are employed at that property?
No, mm-mm,
It's universal across the
Yeah.
board.
because it's management.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any additional questions?
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So by the end of the fiscal year, the previous, we have to adopt the budget. So that's what you all are doing by December 31st. HUD requires that we adopt the budget. So that's what's before you today. And so hopefully we get a motion to approve it
Yeah.
and we'll be in compliance with
Yeah.
it.
Remember, we need a motion for resolution 2024-23.
Motion to
Resolution,
adopt.
we have a motion, is there a second? We have a motion and a second. Ms. Christian, would you call roll?
Yes, sir. Vice Chair Cost, I'll get used to that. Commissioner Morgan. Commissioner Prince,
Yes.
Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Commissioner Pickens. Not really. Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Chair Williams.
Yes.
Okay.
Chair, the next item, 2024, we have a need to go in closed session for that.
For 2024. Any other things that we need to cover before we go into closed session?
Now, do we have, I guess, no, not for me. So we just need the motion.
Okay. Commissioners, we'll need a motion for, resolution. Is this resolution
No,
24?
so you're gonna read that.
But that's 24 and 25.
24,
We're doing
25. I moved. You need a motion to,
I so moved.
To go on the 22nd.
okay, I moved motion. So the discussion for this activity in closed session. It is for a discussion of the award of the public contract involving the expenditure of public funds, including interviews of bidding and offers and discussions of the terms or scope of such contract. When such discussions are in an open session, would inadvertently affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the public body, of which we are, especially concerning roof replacement of FEMA Square pursuant to Virginia Code Section 22-2-2-3711. Motion is to go into closed session. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Christian, if you,
Vice Chair Cost,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan, Commissioner Prince,
Yes.
Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Commissioner Pickens, Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Chair Williams.
yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in closed session.